Well, it's good to see you anyhow.
You too, buddy.
Yeah, it really is. It is. All right.
We good?
How we doing?
Feel good? Coach, I guess missed opportunities was kind of the theme coming out of the game. You just rewatched the film. How frustrated were you?
Okay, you're still on the last week's game.
Hey, the first time we got a chance.
Do we ever get to the next game around here, Malcolm?
No.
You know what? Going back, digging that wound back up again there. It totally was that. It was totally that when you analyze it and you review the film and you kind of have an idea, I guess, after the game, but you don't know it as well till you watch it again. We felt like we left 18 to 14 points without doing anything extraordinary. Not saying somebody would have jumped a tall building or something, outrun a speeding train or something, that were there. That okay, all you have to do is just execute a simple assignment, okay? For example, the first drive, you drive it, I don't know, we've driven it about 70 yards, and he fumbles the ball. And it wasn't a vicious hit. It wasn't, a decapitation, not like the guy made some great play. Now the guy did slide off a block, give him credit with that. But it was poor ball security from a guy that really doesn't fumble very much. You know what I'm saying? We haven't had that issue. Second drive, we're driving the ball down the field, and we have a quarterback sneak situation out of a huddle break, and we make more than enough yards, and the tight end didn't get set, which there was no reason for that. Everybody else was set. 10 guys are set, one guy's not set. So it's a mental error just of some reason right there, stalls that drive, puts us back at 3rd and 7, back. We'd have been right there around the 20-yard line. We have another drive, 3rd and 6. We run an option route with the back. He may not have made the right option, but he was still open, could have hit him on the throw. We scramble. We make a great throw and catch, but he's out of the end zone, which that's part of the game. You got to know when you're there. Should have run the ball. Should have made a better decision. Runs the ball, he probably scores. He surely makes the first down. Okay? We settle for a field goal there. We don't have any points in the other ones. Could have had anywhere from 6 to 14 in the other one. And then we have another one where we just make 2 bad reads where we had the play called and just make bad decisions, so we have to settle for field goals. So it was all once we got down there, too. Because they're a good defense. You're not going to just wipe them out. You're not just going to run it down their throats or throw it over their heads all the time. But we were playing good enough to have had somewhere between 14 and 18 more points. And that is the frustration part. That right there is really, really, because you got to not beat yourself up all week with the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, but it's hard not to, when you don't have a game especially, to not keep thinking, wow, we have really closed the gap here and got ourselves in position to win. Now we got to do it, though. You know what I'm saying? Because close doesn't count in football.
How do you coach a guy like Keaton who does not fumble very much, as you mentioned, but fumbles in a very key situation like that? I mean,
well, it was, you don't. I mean, a guy like Keaton, you don't go out there and beat him up, physically or mentally, because there is a point in there where I guess you can have them overthinking, and then they won't ever run very well with the ball. You just keep doing those drills, though, and we do a lot of ball security drills here. They're very competitive. They're very tough drills. The offense kids don't particularly love them. I tell them all the time, I get it. You go to summer camp, they got ping pong, they got canoeing, they got, go to the water park. They got ball security drills. Nobody signs up to go do ball security drills where people are going to be punching you, hitting you, and pulling you. But in the end, you're going to be glad you went to ball security class because you're going to end up having the ball. And so we just do those again. And because it was a technique deal. There's a basic principles that you coach: 5 pressure points, the ball high and tight, 2 hands, which means actually grab the wrist. You don't actually put another hand on the ball. So it's very specific. Coach Foster does a phenomenal job with that, and you just go back and you just keep doing those fundamentals.
I asked Coach Hughes about Walter Simmons. He obviously came in as a good athlete. How has he transitioned to quarterback? You think he can play it at this level?
Well, he is still a great athlete. In fact, he's a better athlete every day that we see him. He's doing a fantastic job for the defense running the scout team when they're playing against running quarterbacks, like we did against Charleston Southern, I guess, who had a guy that could really run. He did a great job that week. He's done a good job already. They've prepped a little bit for Navy so you've got to start to do that a little bit early. And he's learning to play quarterback. You know what I'm saying? He can play. Yes, he can play quarterback at this level. He's not better than the guys we got right now today to play quarterback because he just is not ready with the system. He's not ready to make the throws we would have to adjust the offense. But we recruited him for that reason, because I wanted a athletic quarterback that could beat you with his feet, could beat you with running like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to put that on him that he's Lamar Jackson. All the kids call him Lamar, for that reason somewhat. There was a time when a lot of people said, well, Lamar's not going to play quarterback. They're going to end up moving him too. And now see what's happening there. Now, for every one of those, there's a Dwayne Harris that walks in your office someday and goes, you know what? I think I'd like to play right now. I don't know if I want to wait anymore. So we'll see how that plays out. But we love him. It's great that he's here, and he's doing a fantastic job of doing what he's asked to do right now.
Coach kind of framed this week as a week where you can kind of get some of the young guys on the field. Is it a week where you can kind of take those pieces and maybe fix the ship overall? You kind of like galvanize some things with some depth?
Well, it has definitely been a week that you can rest some of your guys that have played like every snap. We've let Houghton rest a little bit this week because he needs it. He's been in there so much. We've let those running backs rest a little bit, in the competitive drills, because now Pop's gotten more work, Lorenzo's gotten more work in those situations. There's a couple of the receivers we've done that with too. We don't have enough linemen really to probably do it. We're using them to get through practice anyhow, but we've been able to work them in the drills. We've been able to work them more in the team situations, and then after every practice, we've had about a 10-play little scrimmage where they've gotten in there, and that's been fantastic to watch that. And then tomorrow we're going to go a lot more. We're going to go as many places we can go tomorrow, just so that they can have some live game action, so a back can run knowing he's going to get tackled live. The guy's got to actually tackle the guy. The receivers know that. The linemen know that. So it has been a good week to do that. The open dates come, right in the middle of the season, which I guess is pretty good timing. You hate to go in to open date. For me, I hate to go into it after a loss, because that's the thing that keeps you going. If you got another game, you don't have time to sit there and like I say, the shoulda, coulda, woulda is too much. But at the same time, I think it will give us a time to maybe gain up a little bit, rest up, get a couple guys a little more healthy, because nobody's healthy by this time 100%. Everybody's got aches and pains, so they can rest up. He's going to give them some good time off this weekend, and then we got a great opponent now. Houston's playing well defensively, like fourth in the country in total defense. They're lights out right now. So we just went into Central Florida, who I thought we had great respect for their personnel, and unfortunately we put it on. We were like, oh my God, Houston looks even better. So hey, but that's life. That's college football.
6 games in, you mentioned kind of halfway point. When you look at the first half of the season, how would you kind of self-grade the offense as a whole?
I don't know. We don't do that kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff y'all do, and that's great. I know people enjoy reading that. We grade them every week, right, on the game and stuff like that. I don't ever want to be 3-3. I hope I'll never get to where I settle for 3-3. Now, the reality of that is that going into the season, there was a scenario there where I thought this could be really bad still, you know what I'm saying? Even though I think we're better, we are better. I don't know if everybody knows that or not, but we're better. It was 31-7 the last time we went down there at half or something, and this time we should have won the game. We really feel like we should have won the game. We didn't feel like we should have won the game 2 years ago down there. We didn't feel like we should have beat them last year after that game. We said, they're better than we are. We've closed the gap a lot. Now, we got to get over the hump, because that's the only thing that matters, is winning and losing in this business. I'm saying the horseshoes, you can get close, I guess, whatever. But in football, you got to win. So I'm just in a place where if I thought about it, I'd sit there and I'd be really disappointed. We should be scoring more points. We have that opportunity. We have done that at times. We've shown the ability. I tell the offense every day, the only team that stopped you is yourself. You know what I'm saying? And ourselves. So that part I'd be disappointed. But at the same time, they're a great bunch of guys. They are getting better. They're fun to be around. They're fun to coach. I think the next 6 games is going to really be good for us. So we're just going to keep focusing on, straight ahead.
What's a bye-week Saturday look like for DK?
What does a what?
Bye-week Saturday look like for DK?
A bye-week Saturday is a dream. You're right. I hadn't had a chance to maybe plan it out by the hour, but my wife says I do that. I run my personal life like it's a practice schedule. I'm sick enough that I'll watch a lot of football. I know some guys will not, but I actually will. But I won't be nervous, and I won't have an upset stomach about it, and the outcome will not affect me nearly as much as it does when I'm involved in it. But I will watch that. So that'll probably be the most of it, to be honest with you. If the Red Sox were playing or the Braves were playing, I will definitely be watching some of the baseball because I'm a huge baseball fan, obviously, as some people know. But I'll be out recruiting, and I'm looking forward to that. It's been so long since we've been on the road that I'm really excited about. I don't get to go till Friday. Some of the coaches are going tonight and leaving, but I'm really looking forward to just getting out and seeing a high school game, believe it or not, too, and eating an old cruddy hot dog at the game or something, which is, I don't know, it's just fun. Somebody eating a hot dog at the game, right? So.
All start.
All right, thank you guys.
Donnie.